Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Farm Sim 25, and welcome back to our Sharon Center, Ohio potato farming empire. My name is Spartan Elite 43, and tonight it's that time, folks. August is here, which can only mean one thing: it's time to harvest our 170 acres of potatoes. And this would have been an even better harvest had I remembered to plant the field over there. But we won't talk about that. That didn't happen. Yeah, it's that time, y'all. There ain't no other way to put it. We are gonna harvest this gigantic taters as far as the eye can see. Look at it. I ain't joking. Literally as far as the eye can see. It's gonna be great. I hope you guys are ready. We're gonna get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, folks. We might want to fill up with some fuel before we get started, though. I feel like that might be a good thing. Man, these are some big machines, though, man. I'm so happy with how this thing has gone. I mean, just look at that field. All of it. And the best part is there's still another good chunk once you get to the top of that hill. This is going to be crazy. If we made over $1 million in the last potato harvest, this one's going to be nuts. So go ahead, place your bets now. How many taters are we going to get? It's going to be a beast. Alright, I think this is roughly in the right neighborhood. We've already unfolded the machine, so we should just be able to turn it on and get it ready. Ah, we were off by a little bit. Fred. World, man. Get online and stay online. And that's the bottom line, because Taters told said so. Oh, this could be a good harvest, man. I'm so excited to see how this goes. And next year we'll make sure we plant that field over there so that we don't end up missing out. It'll be absurd. Now, I did get a couple of people asking what we were going to do about not being able to keep up with our potato production. And that is simple. Our potato production has proven to be insufficient. Well, our potato production is fine. The ability to process those potatoes into other things, including our potato chips, that's the part that's lacking. And some people suggested we would need to maybe turn those fields over there into factory ground. And while I could do that, I'm not going to for one simple reason. We don't need to. We make enough money off of just selling raw potatoes that we don't need to go whole ham into making a perfectly balanced potato production, right? We just don't need to. And so, what I have done is we are also outproducing canola oil compared to what the potato chip factory is using. So I started to store the canola oil, and we are going to end up selling the canola oil as well. So we'll use what we need to use, and then the rest of it gets sold off, which should also make for a decent paycheck, because canola oil sells for a good price. But yeah, just look at this field, man. And we've been driving for a little while now at 32 miles an hour. I didn't even realize we could get up to 32 miles an hour. We've never had to in the past. But yeah, 32 miles an hour. There's the grain farm, or grain silos, grain elevators, whatever you want to call them. And we are just rolling on through, man. Still got a ways to go up here to get up to the road and see some buildings, so we're getting close. Once you see those towns, of course, you've got the trees out there kind of getting away from you. But once you see those the town getting close, you know you're about to the end of the field. And there it is. There's the whole end. Just by doing the top part of the first section of the field and this one down headlands, that's 684,000 liters of potatoes. Are we going to fill this thing up just doing the headlands? That would be crazy. But also not completely out of line. Alright. That's crazy though. Like, I think this thing holds 2.5 million liters of potatoes, so the idea that we could potentially fill this thing up just doing the headlands is crazy. This is always the weird section of the field, because I goofed it right there. Ah! Forgot about that. I heard the beep, and then in my head, the beep didn't mean anything. Turns out the beep means a lot. Alright. Get those picked up. Keep on rolling. Like I said, this is the one like weird section on the whole field. Just because you have to keep like changing course. And I go. Dang it! Now we're cooking. The rest should be connected, I think. Might be one more spot that I have to change. But I don't think so. We're good. We're over 1 million liters on just the headlands. We still got a lot of headlands left to go. Oh, there it is. Well. Crap! I did it again. Coming back to the farm. Now we did repair last time we harvested, so our header and our harvester are both doing just fine. That's not an issue. Not losing any yield that way. There you have it. 1.5 million, well, 1.43 million potatoes. Liters of potatoes, sorry. In just the headlands. I'm going to go ahead and offload since I'm right here. Which makes sense. And then we'll go back and do our down and backs. We'll be done with potato harvest. Now we are going to be putting some lime down this year, I believe. So yeah, we'll have to do that after might do that in the off season or off camera, so you guys don't have to worry about it. I know it's not exactly the most interesting thing to watch as we just turn the ground white. All right. Thought so. There's always a partial run. I just can never remember if it's on this side or the other side. And so it begins. It won't be long, we'll be done, and before you know it. It takes longer to do those turning segments because you have to like actually stop and reset. These down and backs, you just go. But it's still crazy to think like how far this field goes. Look at it. It's absurd. It takes the entire top of the map almost. But this was the goal from the get-go, is to try to get this field completely connected and made into one gigantic super field. And we have accomplished that goal, I would say. There's another super field on this map that's right over there. It's owned by a guy named David. Which, good name, but definitely not me. Walter, on the other hand, just owns that field behind us and behind his house now, so he's much happier now. He ain't got as much land to worry about. He doesn't need to, take care as much. But he's helped us a lot throughout this series, and we do appreciate Walter. Wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to do all this. Think about it. We'd still be over there in that 15-acre field harvesting for like the second time. But because he was able to hook us up with that sales rep, we were able to get a hold of the Colossus guys and use their machine for a little while until we could buy our own. And now look at us go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't when you hit the cruise control button. Just chomping at all these Taters. Beautiful sight, man. At least this way you can kind of see the entirety of the field. But I wonder how much we're going to make off this entire field, given the fact that it's almost 170 acres. And last time, we only had about 101 acres. We made about $1 million or a little over $1 million in the last harvest from just the potatoes alone. So if we made $1 million on 70 acres less, I'm wondering if we're going to be making closer to 1.7 million, maybe 1.8 million dollars this year, because it's like 70% more field. That's how big of an expansion it was. It's not quite, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood. We don't have to be perfect. We're potato farmers. Just got to be good enough. Now, we did already go ahead and plant the canola in those 3 fields, as you guys saw in the last episode. They're good to go. So it is literally just down to harvesting the potatoes and then going through, making sure our production stays nice and full. going into selling season, which personally is my favorite season. Get to sell everything off. There ain't a whole lot of work to do. It's the best season. Because we don't replant this field till March. Could you imagine how long this would take to harvest if we weren't using this machine? Even if this machine was just the regular like Ropa version with the, I think it's 4.5 meter working width, dude, it would take a really long time to harvest this field at 4.5 meters. I know it looks like those potatoes hadn't been picked up, but they are. Just visual bugs. But yeah, this year, all of our money is going to be going into paying off our loan. That's one thing that we are going to be doing this year. So hopefully, we'll earn enough money to completely pay off our loan. But if not, we got to keep enough money to be able to replant, obviously. And then, yeah. If we don't have enough to pay off the loan this year, then next year we will absolutely have enough to pay off the loan. And we will be free! Free at last! No more loans! No more greedy bankers smiling at me every time he goes out and buys him a new Mercedes. I know one thing, the amount of money that I've paid in loan interest over the years, somebody out there has been buying Mercedes, probably Ferraris. I don't know if they're quite to Bugatti level yet, but they're up there in the running anyway. Somewhere out there, some Ferrari owners just got real irritated that I put them on this a level below Bugatti. But let's be honest, you are. I like Ferrari, but at the end of the day, I don't like the, what's the word? The culture of Ferrari. And this is directly from the actual like dealer, the group themselves, or the manufacturer. Like there's just something about Ferraris that just make you want to like not like. Obviously, I'll never be able to afford one anyway, so this isn't even a conversation that I'm even capable of having in the first place. But I don't know. If I did have the money, I think there are other brands that I would prefer to be, associated with rather than Ferrari, just because I don't like Ferrari. Their cars are awesome, don't get me wrong. They're iconic, but it's just the whole culture around Ferrari I don't like. I just don't like it. But again, I'll never afford one, so it don't matter. What's Ferrari gonna do? Come at me? I mean, knowing Ferrari, they probably would. They'd be like, "Wait, hey, what do you mean you're talking crap about us? You can't own us. We're gonna sue you." And that's part of the problem. Ferrari be suing people, man, for nothing. Oh, you bought one of our cars and decided to modify it? How dare you? It's a Ferrari, it's perfect as sold. Then they got models that they sell and you're not even allowed to, like, own it. Like, you buy the car, but they still own it. It's stupid. Like, well, I don't understand Ferrari, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, why? If I'm gonna buy that or spend that much money and buy a car, you ain't gonna tell me when and where I can use it. I'm sorry. It's mine. That was a tangent nobody expected. Also, we're about to be full. I'm gonna have to go jump in the tractor. And of course, I would be full all the way at the end of the field. Literally all the way at the end of the field. Yeet. Well, shoot. I guess I'll be right back. You're going for a ride, John Deere. Let's go. The good news is we empty this one time. We should be good. I think the rest of the field's a little bit smaller. Just goes to show you, though. You have to empty. We are making so many potatoes now that we are filling up the harvester twice. Because we took, what was it, 1.43 million out of it initially. Yeah, it's in here, dummy. Just look down at your trailer. But we took 1.43 million out of it and then started, and we still filled it up, and we still got, you know, a third of the field left. So, pretty impressive. I mean, we're starting to get into the territory of almost needing a second potato cart. Oh, speaking of potato cart, I need to get a second trailer, or did I already do that? I don't remember. Let me look at the map. Alright, so we don't have a cart over here, which is fine. And I can't remember if I bought one over here or not. I don't see it sitting there. Oops, almost ran into my taters. But, yeah, we do need a second trailer. Mainly because one of these trailers is going to be full of potatoes getting sold or you know, put into our, or sorry, one of them is going to be canola getting put into the oil mill, and one of them will be our potatoes and everything carting trailer. Really gives you a sense of scale when you sit here and you drive. You can look in the map, sit here and chit chat, and it still takes you another 5 minutes to drive down into the field. That's a big field, man. Oh, there it is. Alright, now I'm gonna actually take this and just like click down here. Whoops, I think I gotta go to this one. Oh, you gotta actually click on the vehicle, I think. Set destination. Just gonna get it down here. Beautiful. I mean, he's driving. He's just going to. I thought he would just drive through the field over there, but clearly that's too much to ask for the AI. He's going to go onto the highway, drive all the way around just to end up in the spot that's right there at the end of the field he could have just drove straight to. One of these days, the AI in this game will be a little bit smarter. You know what they say, it's hard to find good help these days. Funny thing is, he's probably going to go up there and get stuck somewhere in town. And end up further away than I would have if I just drove the tractor back myself. I know we haven't had a time lapse today, mainly because of the fact that this is our first big harvest on this field and I wanted to showcase it in all its glory. But I've had a song stuck in my head all day, man. It's by Otis Redding. It's called Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. I haven't heard that song in a long friggin' time, but it has been stuck in my head all morning, and it's all because of one reason. I recorded a video for World of Warships Legends last night, and while doing it, I made a comment about, I made a quote from Shrek. You know, Donkey ends up like singing to Shrek, the you got to show her or try a little tenderness. That's an Otis Redding song. And then ever since, my brain has been stuck in Sitting on the Dock of the Bay ever since. Oh, there he is. He isn't stuck. There's hope yet. Look at that big old field over there, though. That's another potato field waiting to be planted. It's gonna be epic. Now, one thing I didn't look at is what is our precision farming score right now? 87. We're actually dipping a little bit. Probably because of this field over here. Yeah, this one's hurting us a little bit. So we're not going to get as much money. We're going to be missing like 3% of our bonus this year because of it. That's my fault. Though that is the majority of the field done. And they have apparently made it to their destination. You have arrived at your destination. Congrats. But if you did drive out of the way just to drive on the highway, then you could have just drove through the already done field. Drive back this way, figure out where we got to hook up with the headlands. I swear there are potatoes down here somewhere. Oh, I see potatoes. Or at least a little bit of them anyway. drive straight down the middle of this. Alright, so turns out we actually didn't have enough to fill up the harvester twice, but it's pretty close. We ended up filling up the harvester one full time, and then the other time would have been, you know, mostly full. So we only had 1.43 million, and now we've got 958,000, and it can hold 2.5 million, so we'd have been fine. But look at the amount of potatoes we got, man. We've almost filled up that whole trailer. Again, that's 5 million liters it can hold. So we are almost close enough to filling up 5 million liters of potatoes. Go ahead and fold this thing up, put her in the garage. All right. Now, if we look at the precision farming and we look at our pH, you can see our pH is starting to drop. So we might want to get that worked on. Like through here, you're going to see that the pH value is okay. Over here, it's perfect. Or just good, I guess. So yeah, might be time to go ahead and throw some lime on. Maybe not. Maybe we can get away with one more year of not liming. I'm not going to complain about it. Where's my my tractor's over here. That's right. We'll jump in the tractor, pull it around. See how many liters we ended up with. 4,894,592 liters of potatoes. So yes, we are right on the verge of filling up a 5 million liter trailer of potatoes. That is insane. Actually insane. We're going to go over here. We're going to make sure we fill up our potato production, make sure it's full of potatoes, and then we'll take a look at the canola. Okay, so we did get a second trailer already. It just didn't show up on the map. So yeah, this trailer's over here. It's got canola in it. It should be feeding our canola or oil mill. And then this is our carting trailer. We're going to go ahead and fill up our potato processing plant. Potato chip factory, whatever you want to call it. Shouldn't take that many potatoes. But we know we have more than enough to get through a year if you fill up the potato plant. There you go. So that is completely full. Everything else will be just getting sold off. And then while we're here, let's go ahead and cover that. We'll jump in this thing, hook up to this trailer and get it working again. One of the things I like about these trailers is if you put them over a production like that and you start them, for the entire time that you're playing, they will automatically unload by themselves, which is nice. Keeps your productions full without you having to constantly come back and stare at them. One thing I didn't do is look at. So as you can see, we've already got several pallets of oil. But yeah, we're just stacking them over here for the time being. We'll end up throwing them on something to I don't know how we're going to transport it, to be perfectly honest. I mean, the farmer's market's right there, so we might just walk them over. But I'm sure we'll find a way. We'll get this thing back over to the farm, put it under the little awning where we store it, and then we'll go forward. I think we are going to go one more year without liming. I think we're okay. Because it does say the pH is okay. Once it starts showing that the pH is not good, like if we go over here in the field. I don't know. Well, it's saying that it's bad. I mean, you can see it for yourself. It doesn't show as bad. But, yeah, I mean, we might want to go ahead and lime this year. Obviously, the nitrogen gets taken care of once we plant, because we use liquid fertilizer while planting. But for now, I would like to get a second tractor sometime soon, too. Doesn't need to be a super powerful tractor or anything like that, but I would like a second one. That way one can be a carting tractor or whatever, and the other could be doing planting or liming or whatever. Alright. Put that there for the time being. Shut the gate. And we'll head inside. Like I said, we got to get to... I think it's November for the canola oil to be sold off. Let me double check this. So I know canola normally gets sold in December, but the canola oil I think gets sold for November, yes. So as you can see, it goes up to its peak in November. So we want to make sure that we do that. But everything else should be good to go. Now the other thing I didn't think about is whether or not we have weeds growing. Yeah. Should have been doing that this whole time. I'm an idiot. Crap. Could have had this going while I was doing my harvest. Wait, did I not plant this? Surely I planted this field. Yeah, it's got, yeah, okay. Just checking. Alright, we'll go ahead and get this in the field then. It doesn't look planted. It definitely is not planted. It's harvested. Put those away. Did I not plant? I could have... See, that's another thing. Could have been doing planting while I was harvesting. Because it does need to be planted. I mean, we could technically plant it next month. But that would mean we would have to harvest in... what, next... Yeah, next August. Which is when we harvest our potatoes. So I prefer to I prefer to plant on the first month it's available. Ah! Not like this. And he sticks the landing. I love how this thing just whips around though. Glad I looked at that. Would have been embarrassing. Just goes to show, the bigger the farm, the more stuff you got to think about. Well, John Deere, we're going to have to fire you back up. And we'll have to hook up your little precision crop sensor thingamajig. It's easy to forget stuff when you got this much stuff going on. That's for sure. As we've demonstrated multiple times now. But yeah, I think we definitely need a second tractor. Is there anything in the used market? I mean, there is, but not what we need. And we're planting canola, so we shouldn't need any... There we go. Shouldn't need anything, like, seed-wise. How's the pH on these fields? Sometimes I forget which part. I mean, they look about the same. This one looks fine. I'm going to go one more year. I think we can get away with one more year, and then after that, we are going to have to lime everything. There we go. At least it won't take us very long to plant these. All three of these fields that we plant now they only take a few passes each, so it only takes 15 minutes maybe. There we go. And that should line us up to come back and then start the next field. I do try to do these as efficiently as possible. Now, I know one thing. Every time I purchase all the soil information for my farm, it's darn near bankruptable. Like, the amount of money that I have to spend just to get the soil information is crazy. But I don't think we're ready to do that just yet. I think we're good for at least another year, I think. Should go over just a little bit. But yeah, that field over there is definitely going to be a potato field soon enough. Alright, that's the planting done. We'll go ahead and move forward. I will have to spray the fields next month. That's the one downside, but again, it'll only take a few minutes. I'm probably going to cut it out. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to show the planting, to be honest. I don't know if I should cut that out or not. Okay, so as you can see, when we actually... Dadgummit. When we actually scroll over this, pH value is still good for canola, so that's why it's showing up differently on the map. When it's not planted, it looks worse than it is. So yeah, I think we're good for another year. I'm getting too good at that. Alright, I will go hook this back up to the trailer. Again, we will have to use the sprayer next month. But we don't need the tractor for that. That was weird. Shut the door. Do need to clean everything, but we'll clean it at off screen probably. Let's check out our productions real quick. Make sure that everything's still running. So we got plenty of water still. We are still producing plenty of canola oil. As far as our potato chips go, we are producing potato chips slowly. And then, of course, those get sold off automatically because their price doesn't really fluctuate a whole lot. And then as far as the water pump goes, we are distributing. So we're actually filling up our greenhouses as we speak. So go forward to next month. Get the sprayer out, spray the 3 fields. There's a Colossus in here. It's a little out of our price range at the moment. But if we look at our productions now, water should be good, and it is. So we will go ahead and turn this over to selling. That'll give us a little bit more money. We're still good there. Still good at producing canola oil. Actually, let's visit this. Yeah, so we got a few pallets of canola oil here. So I'm just going to grab these. Put them over here for the time being. Definitely going to have to get some sort of truck or trailer to haul this stuff. But I could probably throw them in the grain cart, but I feel like if we're going to do this, we might get a flatbed trailer. You can see it does produce quite a bit of oil quickly. But our potato chip factory is the complete opposite. It is slow as crap, doesn't want to produce that many potatoes. I'd have to have a bajillion of those factories. And it just isn't quite worth it to me. It's more about like role-playing standpoint, so we've already established it. We don't need to maximize our profits. It's the fact that we have our own potato chips coming off our fields. You know what I mean? Alright, let's go ahead and head back. Let's get this sprayer out. We'll run this out there and spray the fields. Alrighty, so we got all of the spraying done. Now we're going to go take this back to the farm and park it. Probably fill it up with fuel on the way by. And then we can go forward and sell off all of our crops. Now, I don't plan on selling the canola seed as is. So all of our canola that we have, I believe, is still in that wagon that's currently being turned into canola oil. Just because that factory's fast enough, it should be able to get through all of our canola that we make every year. Like I said, the main bottleneck that we currently have is the potato chip factory is just so friggin' slow. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If a factory is dedicated to producing potato chips, like, it should be very quick and efficient. I don't understand why it's taking them so long. Maybe it's because they're new. I don't know. We'll have to get some efficiency engineers in there to try to, like, optimize everything. But for now, I think we have absolutely crushed it. And now it's time to reap the benefits of what we've sowed and harvested. This thing actually doesn't even have that big of a tank on it, believe it or not, fuel-wise. Compared to, like, our other stuff. You would think this thing would be absolutely, like, massive when it comes to holding fuel, but it really isn't. There we go. She's all filled up. Whip it around. Back her in. Beautiful. Alright, let's go forward. So we stop in November to sell off our canola oil. And then in December we will be selling off all of our potatoes. But yeah, I'd like to pick up a truck. Might do that sooner rather than later. Some sort of like flatbed pickup or something. We can do that. That'd be great. And then the second tractor is something that I want to take a look at too. So nothing in here just yet. And as far as finances wise, you can see we owe $1.77 million to the bank, but we are profiting every month, so there's at least that. Productions wise, the canola we are still full on, so that's good. And it looks like the only downside is, for some reason, that canola oil plant, if we visit it, for some reason it only uses like half of the normal output zone. I'm assuming it's a terrain thing, but we tried to flatten the terrain over here, so I don't know. Hope it's not spawning pallets in underground. That would be annoying. But given the fact that it always every month ends up with like an extra like several pallets, I don't think that's occurring. But we want to make sure that we keep the production rolling. Because as you can see, like, it fills up quick. Just toss these on there because we're going to be getting rid of them next month anyway. Now going forward, what I would like to do is have some sort of like flatbed semi or flatbed truck that we can just stack this stuff on throughout the year. And then come time to sell, we just simply sell it. So I'm going to be looking for some sort of like flatbed semi. We have our paycheck, which I might do sooner rather than later, because I think we got enough money to buy one. And we don't have any more expenses before we get paid, so ain't that big a deal. But let's look at a shop for a truck. So if we go over here, we've got something like this International would be perfect, to be perfectly honest. But I know we have some modded stuff too, and I want to take a look at those. Yeah, this CV Series International If we go with the flat, that's not what we want. We want the like actual flat bed. There we go. Something like this would be perfect. Except I don't need the crew cab. Yeah, I think we just go with the stock then. Because I'm pretty sure this one can just be like a standard cab. Yeah, if we just go with a regular flatbed, we get a much bigger... It's the same truck, right? But we get a much better setup. So, and as far as having the side guards, it makes sense for what we're going to be doing with it, so we're going to keep that. Let's make this John Deere green just because we can. There we go. Grill color, we'll keep that chrome. Design color, it's fine. Rim color, just because we can, let's go John Deere yellow. There you go. I mean, we are a John Deere farm after all, right? Perfect. All right, let's buy this thing. $67,500. Not too bad. It's a good purchase for us. Fire her up and head on home. But I think this will be really all we need for transporting. And we're not, it's not like we're transporting super far distances or anything like that. Nice interior though. Now somebody asked me the other day like what our settings are at in terms of, yeah, field of view is currently at 80 degrees. I feel like that's pretty normal, right? I don't use first person all that often. It's nice to be able to cruise around the map quickly though. Yeah, we'll get this over there. We'll fill her up with the canola oil. And then while we're there, we'll go ahead and check out the canola trailer to see how much canola is left in there. It'd be nice if everything was processed by the time that we sell off every year, but I don't think that'll be the case. Now, it's not that big a deal, because next year, all of the stuff that was from this year should be done by the time we, you know what I mean? So, I don't think it'll be an issue. But, for now, let's go ahead and pull this thing right over call. Whoa, killer! Okay, the steering on this thing's a little slow. Alright, I'll load this stuff up and then I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so we got all that picked up. We're going to go ahead and jump forward into selling time. Now, we'll have to pick up a couple of more pallets of the canola. But that's fine. Shouldn't be an issue. But we've stacked it on the truck pretty nicely. It takes a little while to stack it if you haven't been stacking it all year long. Like if you got to put all the pallets on. But like normally, it wouldn't be much of an issue. There we go. So as you can see, we got a few pallets here. I'll get these picked up real quick. Alright, so we are filled up. Let's go ahead and take this over there and drop it off. As you can see, our truck might be a little bit on the small side. For future deliveries, we may have to make a second trip. But I think we're going to be okay. We're only going right over here to the other, to the farmer's market, so I don't think it'll be a big deal. Better double check that, though, to make sure. So if we go to prices, go for canola oil, the highest price is going to be at the farmer's market. So not unsurprised there. We'll be selling these right over y'all. Take it easy so we don't tip over. We are kind of top heavy. Here we are, y'all. Place your bets. How much money are we going to make off this canola oil? It's going to be decent. $78,000 plus an $8,500 bonus. That is pretty nice, y'all. Ain't gonna lie. Pretty nice. Alright, we will keep this truck parked right over here for the time being. That way, as we fill up, or as we get canola oil, we can simply load it onto the truck. As for our canola, what we got? We still got 119,000 liters of canola in there. That is nuts. It's alright though. That canola oil's worth it, so we'll just hold on to that for the time being. Let's run over here, jump over our fence. We'll get to the John Deere with the potatoes, because actually we'll go forward a month. Speaking of, let's double check. Should have plenty of water. We do. Canola oil's good. The potato chips are doing just fine. So we'll just keep it rolling. Go forward one more month and it'll be time to sell our potatoes. Alright. Snowing. Let's go sell off our potatoes, shall we? The big day. Gonna have so much money. Will it be enough to pay off our loan in 1 year? Now, I doubt it. Because we will have to hold on to enough money to plant next year. So it looks like we're going to have to do 2 years worth of harvesting in order to pay off that loan. And I will be picking up a second tractor this year, so we'll see how much money we have when it comes down to it. But it costs a lot to plant these potatoes, so we got to keep that in mind. Either way, though, we're about to have a whole bunch of money. We got $145,000 in the bank currently. We're going to go ahead and sell off all these potatoes. Right there is officially over $1 million in potatoes. $1,197,000 or $1,197,110 plus a $131,319 environmental bonus. Let's freaking go, baby. $1.4 million in the bank. You'll love to see it. What a beautiful day. Just in time for Christmas. It's the best kind of payday. Alright. Well, let's get this parked up and then we'll go over some plans, shall we? Now, my thought process is pretty simple. $1 million towards the loan this year. That'll get us to owing under $1 million. And then cover the trailer. Won't be used for another year. This trailer always turns a little differently than I'm used to. And set that down. Have to open the garage. Put her away for the year. Shut the garage while we're thinking. Keep it warm in here. But yeah, let's take a look at it. So, $1.4 million in the bank. Well, the first thing I want to do is be able to buy a tractor. I do need a second tractor, so I don't need a second large tractor though. This tractor is solely going to be used for the smaller stuff. So we'll look at our big tractor can still do like planting and stuff like that. That ain't a big deal. So I'm thinking something small or something medium. We've got the 6R here, but I want to kind of look at further down, see what kind of John Deeres we might actually have down here. Like this 6R series here is capable of up to 310 horsepower, which would be plenty for what we need. Yeah, so I'm thinking this 6R here. Again, this is capable of 310 horsepower. This one's capable of 350 horsepower. So if we go to the gray edition, why would we want the gray edition? No. Premium edition, yes. Ultimate edition. Black edition. I think we go Ultimate edition with the biggest motor. Gets us 350 horsepower. It's going to be a lot of money to spend on this thing, but I think it'll be perfect for us. Get those Nokian tires that I like. Wheel setup. We don't need this to have anything crazy, I don't think. I'm trying to think of what all we're going to use this for. We could use this just as a karting trailer, or we can use this for the liming and stuff too. It's obviously going to be US design. Wheel setup. Medium tires. I think we go standard tires, to be honest. Look at those aggressive tires. It's crazy. Windows will be standard. Wheel weights, I don't think that's necessary for us. Exhaust system. Could go with a chrome exhaust. No. Honestly, the black, I think, just looks really good on these. Interior is standard. Oh, you can get carpet. Curtain. I don't know why you'd want a curtain. I guess you could pull it down for... Yeah, we'll just go standard. Nothing crazy. Easy ballast LaForge. I don't know what that does. I was gonna say, it's putting something underneath it. Yeah, I don't know. Don't need it. Rear screen demister. Oh, for defog or defrosting. Okay, that might not be a bad idea because we do live in Ohio after all. John Deere emblems. Sure, why not have a deer on the hood? Stickers. Just go with the 100-year sticker. Decals on glass. Have a little bit of a tinted window for glare from the sun. No car air freshener light. A lot of options here. I don't know what that's doing. 3-point attacher. We can have the front weight if we want. Having the 3 points probably a good idea. Dismount the fenders, because I hate having fenders on the front. Front auto loader, well, we don't need it. We will go for the Isaria Pro Compact though, so that we don't have to have anything attaching to it. Everything else, we'll just keep the normal John Deere colors. Actually, can we go for like a John Deere green seat? There we go. Kind of offsets the interior a little bit. I like that. Rim color, one is black, the other is yellow. It should be yellow, so that's good. I think we're good. $300,000 we're spending on this tractor, but I think it'll be a perfect one. And it's going to do us good for like liming and all that stuff. So it'll be a great second tractor for us to have. It's got plenty of horsepower to do whatever we need, and gives us the option to be doing multiple things at the same time. So this should be the last tractor we ever buy. So I think equipment-wise, I think we're all set. So we go ahead and pick that up, and then head to the finance screen, because it is time to pay what we owe. Now, we have $172,000 in the bank. We will earn a little bit more between now and planting season, but it's not going to be a lot. So probably ought to think about maybe not quite $1 million. So we currently owe 1.77. So maybe we just get it down to owing just $1 million left. So if we pay $770,000, I think that's fair. Because we'll have a bigger harvest next year anyway. Plus, we'll have more canola oil to sell next year. So if we just get this down to owing $1 million, I think that's going to be a big deal. For the first time, the entire series, our loan is going in the right direction. And let's see, we got $402,000. We should have plenty. I'm thinking we go for another $100,000. So let's bring us down to only owing $900,000. There we go. That brings us down to $302,000. That should be plenty to go ahead and plant the fields and everything and make sure that we have enough money. And then once we get this paid off, this series, I think, is concluded. Like, we got one more year, guys. And I know you probably think I'm crazy for buying a second tractor when we only got 1 year left. But look at this beast. I love the fact that we were able to change the seat color. I like that a lot. I think that makes the interior look so much better. It really does. Look at these big old screens, man. This thing is a beast. Sounds good, too. And capable of 32 miles an hour. So she moves. But yeah, this will be a good second tractor for us. Like I said, we could have gotten away with not having a second tractor, but I feel like our farm needs a second tractor. So I wanted to get it done this year. And then we should be able to easily pay off the rest of our loan next year, no problem. And then that should be the end of our series. I might do some more like sprucing up of the place at home before we call it a series, but it's been a fun series. It really has. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have. Like, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. It was rough going at the beginning, but I know some people dislike the fact that we use the mods for helping us, but dude, if we didn't, we would still be in like year 2 or 3. Like, it'd be crazy. Speaking of, let's look at our total statistics. So we are currently in year 14, so we're going to have 15 years played by the time we finish the next harvest. So, yeah, we've done a good job, I think. I think for 15 years, we've managed to build up a heck of a potato empire. We're making millions, well, almost $2 million a year right now. Next year, for sure, we will break the $2 million mark. I'm sure of it. Between the canola oil that we'll be selling off, which our truck, we might have to buy a flatbed trailer for that thing so that we can haul all the canola oil. I thought we'd be able to stack it up, but that was only a couple of months worth of production that I switched over to just the canola oil, producing canola oil. But yeah, even in that short amount of time, it produced enough to fill that truck completely. So we might need to get a second, like an extended trailer or something, which shouldn't be a big deal. Like if we go into the shop, for instance, we know that we bought this truck. So if we click this, it's not going to show any attachments, is it? Does it not have a rear hitch? Surely it does. Yeah, it's got a rear hitch. We'll have to look at potential for that. Now the good news is we don't actually have to drive all the way around. We can sneak through. There's a little gap in the fence and the field. But overall, we got another nice tractor on the field, or on the farm. So we love that for ourselves. Making a ton of money. And we're starting to show that the loan is getting paid off, which is going to make our profit every month go up. Because that's going to reduce our money that we owe by a decent amount. And then this tractor hopefully will fit in here. Look at that. It's almost like we planned it. It's the perfect size tractor. Beautiful. But for now, I think this is where we leave off. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have enjoyed this series, please let me know. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.